Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Insights by Swadharma, where we dive deep into history, culture and current events with a journalist's eye for truth. Today I want to talk about something that's been stirring up a lot of conversation lately. Filmmaker Vivek Ranjan Agnihotri's powerful comparison between the Holocaust and what he calls the Bengal Hindu genocide. If you haven't seen his recent post on X, he draws stark parallels, or rather highlights the glaring differences in how these tragedies are remembered and portrayed. And I have to say, his perspective isn't just thought-provoking, it's spot on and long overdue. Vivek points out how the Holocaust is universally accepted as a genocide, condemned globally, and remembered in countless films, books, and museums. In contrast, the Bengal Hindu genocide faces denial on a massive scale, with victims often demonized and no significant cinematic tributes until now. This bias in historical memory is undeniable, and it's a stark reminder that while the world rightly honors the 6 million Jews murdered by the Nazis, the systematic slaughter of Hindus in Bengal in 1946 has been shoved into the shadows. Terms like exodus or migration soften the reality of what was outright genocide. Vivek's film The Bengal Files is a bold move to drag this uncomfortable truth into the light, and for that he deserves immense credit. It's not just storytelling, it's a crucial act of historical correction. But here's what really intrigues me, the reaction from the elite to this film. Surprise, shock, dismay, even outright rejection. Why? The violence against Hindus on Direct Action Day is no secret. It's all laid out in plain sight on sources like Wikipedia. That page details how, on 16th August 1946, the Muslim League's call for a general strike in Calcutta spiraled into brutal communal riots. What started as a rally turned deadly, with Muslim processions armed with iron bars and lathis launching attacks on Hindu-majority neighbourhoods like Rajabazar, Kolabagan, College Street, Harrison Road, Kolutala and Borobazar. Shops were looted, homes torched, and massacres unfolded, such as the one at Keshoram cotton mills in Lichubagan, where over 300 Uriya labourers, mostly Hindus, were slaughtered. Casualty estimates run from 4,000 to 10,000 dead, leaving over 1 lakh homeless in just 72 hours. These aren't obscure facts. They are backed by contemporary accounts from British Governor Frederick Burrows, who reported the chaos to Viceroy Lord Wavell, and later analyses by historians like Tanika Sarkar and Suranjan Das, who were neither Marxist nor Sanghi, who confirmed the targeted assaults on Hindus. Eyewitnesses, including photojournalist Margaret Burke-White, described the armed gangs and the sheer scale of the horror. Even military perspectives from figures like Francis Tucker paint a picture of unchecked violence spreading like wildfire. So, with all this documented in British reports, scholarly works, and even films like the Bengal Files itself, why the feigned ignorance? Are we dealing with an uneducated generation? One that's either never bothered to look up these events or chooses to ignore them in favor of sanitized, convenient narratives? In an age where information is at our fingertips, this kind of dismissal points to something more sinister, a reluctance to face histories that upend dominant ideologies or political agendas. Vivek's work isn't mere entertainment, it's an educational lifeline, much like Schindler's List was for the Holocaust, forcing us to confront erased chapters and honor the victims appropriately. Consider that right after Independence Day in 2021, I had made a video on Gopal Patha, whose real name was Gopal Chandra Mukhopadhyay.
Namaste. Something different happened this 15th of August. A lot many Indians said on social media that it was inappropriate to observe the day as the country's Independence Day because on 15th August 1947, what had happened was a mere transfer of power, with India getting a dominion status rather than full freedom from the British rule. Today, that is the 16th of August 2021, was different too. An unprecedented number of Hindus made videos, wrote articles in websites, or fresh posts on social media about the genocide of their brethren and rapes of the women folk that had happened this day in 1946 in Calcutta, when Muslims massacred thousands of Hindus motivated by a call from Muhammad Ali Jinnah, as the local administration under Hussain Shahid Suhrawardi was not only complicit in the crime but had also connived with the Muslim mobs. But there was a difference in the remembrance of this Hindu Holocaust. Hindus, for a change, were not merely lamenting. Many of them were seeking pride in the resistance put up by Gopal Chandra Mukhopadhyay, better known as Gopal Patha. The mainstream media either did not recall this day or remembered the pogrom as a riot. The fact is, it became a riot only after Hindus kept getting butchered for nearly the whole day and then decided it was payback time. Gopal Patha should be remembered also to instill the spirit of valor once again in a community that had been trodden for nearly a millennium under Muslim and Christian invasions and rule. History textbooks in schools tell us that all resistances by Hindu kings had failed. That's a lie. This constant harping on our defeat, which is anything but true, has turned us Hindus into a timid breed that assumes before beginning to fight that it is going to lose. It must be recalled again and again that Prithviraj Chauhan had defeated Muhammad of Ghor in the first battle of Tarain, but did not pursue the army of the enemy. Chauhan lost the second battle of Tarain only because his force, which had been depleted due to his wars with other Hindu kings, was exhausted while chasing Muhammad of Ghor's army. Then, in 1517, Rana Sanga fought Ibrahim Lodi at Khatoli, where Lodi's army suffered serious reverses and fled. One Lodi prince was even captured and imprisoned. In 1520, Sanga defeated the Muslim army of Nizam Khan and pursued them to Ahmedabad. In 1527, Mughals captured the Bayana fort, which was part of Rana Sanga's empire. A major clash erupted in Bayana, where Mughal forces of Babur led by Chin Timur Khan were defeated by Rajput forces led by Prithviraj Kachwaha and then by Rana Sanga. In the ensuing battle fought at Khanwa near Agra, the Mughals were victorious only because of their cannons, matchlocks and other firearms, which were new to the Indian forces. Textbooks tell us that it was all over for Maharana Pratap at the Battle of Haldighati, whereas the fact is that Rana Pratap's story actually begins after his reverses in that battle, where he recaptured a lot of lost territories from Mughal Emperor Akbar. We are told broadly that the Mughal rule was followed by British colonialism and that India had been a British colony for 200 years. That is not true either. After Aurangzeb, the Mughal territory constantly receded, beginning with Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and then Peshwa Baji Rao I. For about a couple of centuries, the Marathas took away nearly everything the Muslim rulers had. In the 17th century, the East India Company was merely claiming some chunks of Indian land. They could not establish their rule throughout nearly the whole of this nation until 1857. The British rule was, therefore, effectively just of a mere 90 years. Do not forget in this sequence that India was the only land to the east of Arabia where Islam halted. While thousands of people in the regions that are now Afghanistan and Pakistan, a huge percentage of whom had earlier turned Buddhists, had embraced Islam amid the onslaught of Central Asian forces, India did not fall like Persia. It is for this reason that the Muslim population is scattered across our country and is concentrated only in some cities of certain states. The fact that Hindus halted the spread of Islam can be seen in the map of Southeast Asia, where to the east of India, Myanmar, Thailand, Singapore, Cambodia, Vietnam, etc. are not Muslim nations. Only Malaysia and Indonesia are. From Arabia until here, Muslims could at best capture the Maldives. In this context of Hindu resistance, we must recall Gopal Patha. He is in the league of heroes who saved the most ancient and continuous civilization of the world. Of course, the Congress relegated him to oblivion in the 45 or 50 odd years of the 74 years of Indian independence for which that party ruled. But now the regime has changed. One had hoped, after Prime Minister Narendra Modi declared that the 14th of August would henceforth be remembered as the Partition Horrors Remembrance Day, the ruling BJP would officially pay tributes to Gopal Patha. It did not. But we Hindus in large numbers did. We are pained by the fact that he was around till 2005 and very few leaders like the late Tapan Ghosh remembered him. Let's remember Gopal Patha and recount his story time and again now onwards. Keep the spirit of Gopal Patha alive. Hindus, you are a strong and brave people. You will not perish only if you constantly assert your identity and the right to live and rule in India.
Vivek hadn't even conceived the film The Bengal Files back then. I did not need a movie to know what had happened on 16th of August 1946 in Calcutta. I'm sure the educated viewers who subscribe to Swadharma's YouTube channel never required a film to tell them the history of this country either. What's this fuss all about then? Vivek is trying to polarize the country. The filmmaker is lying. What nonsense. We can't let biases dictate what gets remembered. Films like The Bengal Files are essential for bridging these gaps, educating the masses and ensuring justice in memory. If you are listening and this resonates, check out Vivek's post and support efforts to bring these stories forward. History isn't merely about the past, it's about shaping a fairer future. Thanks for tuning in. If you have thoughts on this, drop them in the comments or reach out. Until next time, stay curious and question everything.